In our national lead, today marks 24 years since the September 11th terrorist attacks that killed nearly 3,000 innocent Americans. Attacks that to this day families fight to get accountability for. To all those who lost loved ones on that day or from complications since then, may your loved ones' memory be a blessing. A new documentary follows the untold story of two steam fitters who, like many brave New Yorkers, risked their own lives to aid their fellow Americans in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. Here's a little clip from 5 days on the pile.
We had already discussed we were going to go in the next day, no matter what. We were going.
You only have 72 hours to survive without water.
We knew we could help them. Cutting steel, whatever they needed.
Chris Wagner and Ralph Red Anderson saw firsthand the destruction wrought in Lower Manhattan and the resolve of a community to come together and help each other in a time of need, a decision that had a resounding impact on their lives, both emotionally and physically. And joining me now is 9/11 volunteer responder Chris Wagner. Chris, you mentioned several times where you and Red skip lines and sneak your way back into the pile. What drove you to go to such lengths to go back every day?
We just wanted to help. And it was, in the first 2 days, it was chaotic. And then they wanted you to go and register. And by the time you registered, it would be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. So we would just go down there and just we knew where to go. And we found our way through the financial center, and we went through the window to climb out onto the pile.
You talk about these lines of volunteers who would remove bodies from the pile, and Red mentions how he saw people leave his line because they couldn't take what they were seeing. Why do you think you were able to push through?
Just keep your head down and just get the job done. You know, we had to cutting the steel to get the bodies out. Just shut your mind down and get it done.
And you were constantly, repeatedly assured by the government that the air was perfectly safe to breathe. We know now, of course, that was not the case. If you had been told that there were potentially dangerous chemicals in the air, would you have still gone to help?
Yes.
Why?
Just, you know, we just felt it, they needed the help. And they did need the help in the first few days. Like I said, very chaotic, as you can imagine. So we just went in, went to work. But yes, to answer your question, had I known, I still would have went in.
Amazing. In the film, you go back to Ground Zero for the first time in 20 years. What was it like to go back there after all this time?
It's very powerful because now you're seeing where you made your way in, which of course now is completely rebuilt. And I actually got a little confused as to where we entered at first. Yeah, I had never gone back until you see on the documentary that day.
Chris Wagner, thank you so much for talking to us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.